In our world, this is a fractal dynamic, by the way. This is how individuals work. This is how tribes work. This is how nations work. This is how corporations work. This is how social movements work. Inevitably, there is a process of pain, fear, and stress, which, according to the emotional system and the ego, are all equal dynamics. Pain is felt as pain, fear is felt as pain, stress is felt as pain. And then when we feel fear, stress, and pain, we develop coping strategies to deal with them. Those coping strategies may be control and safety strategies. They may be status seeking or power seeking strategies or money seeking strategies or social recognition or attention or drama. And none of those solve for the underlying feeling and experience of pain. And the personality and the ego identity are simply outgrowths of fear, pain, and stress that is operating within a social and relational context. So the ego feels, it interprets the way it does, it learns the way it does. It's not wrong for learning the way it does or evolving the way it does or operating the way it does. And it's not conscious. If it's not conscious, you can't get out of your pain. That's maybe the most important thing we can say here. You can cycle endlessly through dynamics of ego and personality and identity and tribal process for your entire life or many, 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 many lifetimes if you want. You've got the right to do it. No one's got the right to say you don't have the right. You've got free will. You can do it. We don't suggest it. Consciousness can get you out of that pain. And the paradox of it is that the mind cannot solve, the mind in its native state cannot solve an emotional problem or an emotional issue or an emotional process. The mind wants to escape from pain through control and ego identity strategies and dynamics and social process rather than facing pain, accepting pain, processing the pain, learning from the pain, and transcending the pain permanently. So this dynamic of the ego feeling it has needs, which are usually often wants. If we could identify or define a need here today as food, water, shelter, and oxygen. Did we mention in that definition fear, anger, control, imagined safety, victimhood, perpetratorhood, hatred? Did we mention any of those? Were those part of the needs or having what we want? Is having what we want a need or is it a want? So if the ego feels that it's in its insecurities and its fears or emulation of dysfunctional relationship dynamics or role modeling or wanting to be the one who solved it or the one who's got the power or the one who knows or the one who's better, if it feels it needs that and calls it a need, that's a self-rationalization for a coping strategy or a want and a dynamic of trying to escape pain that just keeps the pain in place. The pain does not get solved by dysfunctional relational dynamics or status seeking or recognition seeking or credit seeking or power seeking or being needed or having others be dependent upon us, or if we feed other people's fears and insecurities in order to maintain some seemingly necessary position of social process or status or relationship status, we're not solving for the pain. We're not requiring that the rock be crushed by the rock crusher. We're not requiring that the ego process be dissolved. We're keeping it in place rather than solving it, rather than healing it, rather than transcending it, rather than becoming conscious. Turning the tables on somebody we fear or that we don't feel we're in control of is a process, it's a control and safety strategy that keeps our own pain in place and gives us a feeling of safety and security. Coordinating others' activities or decisions for the sake of coordinating others' activities and decisions or actions is just more of this pain process expressing itself. We're saying this for so many reasons. We love all of you. We do understand that the process of being incarnate in this world is painful. Human beings do suffer. They suffer in ignorance, confusion, fear, doubt, drama, conflict, misunderstanding, in dynamics of abuse and trauma and inequality. Absolutely, unequivocally. And our intention is that you not be in that pain, not for 1 second more than you choose to be in pain. So we're offering today the Band-Aid off quick approach. You have the right to peel the Band-Aid hair by hair by hair and feel every single hair ripping from your flesh with the Band-Aid, or you can take it off and it's over. It's totally your choice. And we will love you and appreciate you and care about you for whatever choices you make. If you say, well, I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid, and you get the first 10 hairs ripped out of your flesh, and you say, whoa, that's way too painful, I'm going to peel it slow. We'll applaud that choice. And the question is just, how long do you want to be in pain? You don't deserve to be in pain. You've never done anything that requires you to remain in pain, even if you feel that you deserve to be in pain. The world, we say this with love and care, literally the whole species has no more time, literally no more time for judgmentalness, hatred, criticism, shame, or shaming, or guilt, or trying to make others feel guilty, or punishment. That time has passed. We've got 7 years to solve for climate change. All of those dynamics are slowing us down. They're like someone dragging their feet in the process, saying, well, sure, I'm going to solve climate change. After I punish this person, I feel guilty about that. I'm ashamed of what I did today or yesterday, and I vilify this person. I claim victimization here, and I operate as a perpetrator there. And then I've got to rescue that person over there. And none of that process is aligned with solving for climate change.